Good morning. Good morning. I'm Reverend Kathy. Welcome to Unity North Spiritual Center here in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you're welcome here. And we're glad you're with us today. We're an inclusive community, and we do welcome and accept all people. And we are part of a greater worldwide unity movement, the publishers of the Daily Word magazine. And we've been holding 133 years of prayer vigil through Silent Unity, the prayer ministry of the Unity movement. So prayer is the heart and soul of unity. And our prayer chaplain today, who is available after service to pray for you, is Wendy Erickson. And she's also in with our children today, so you can't see her right now, but she's here. And if you're online, you can give her a call right after. Actually, even if you're live, you can give her a call. But if you're here in person and you want her to pray with you one-on-one, you can find her in the social hall with the children right after. And just let her know you want prayer. And those of you online, you can call her immediately. And if she seems busy, call her again, or she'll call you back if you leave a message. Her number will show up on the chat and again at announcements. So today we have our team of Tracy and Martha, our production team, so welcome. And our worship assistant today is Sadie Grinzel. And we're happy to have back with us again this week, Braden Canfield. Yay. And so let's begin by speaking our vision and mission statements. Let's say our vision first together. Centered in prayer, we create for all a world of love, harmony, and abundance. And our mission is celebrating spirit, exploring truths, awakening hearts, inspiring dreams, serving community. And if you note the values at the bottom, those are all our core foundational beliefs here at Unity North. And with that, I invite you to stand for our opening song.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lowly exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou wisdom from on high, and order all things far and nigh. To us the path of knowledge show, and cause it in her ways to go. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, desire of nations, bind all peoples in one heart and mind. Bid envy, strife, and quarrel cease. Fill the whole world with heaven's peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Well, good morning. As you said, I'm Sadie Grintz. I'm the worship assistant for today. So thank you all for being here. Do we have anybody here for the first time? I don't see that many unfamiliar faces, or anybody online. I don't see anybody raising their hand as a first-timers, but welcome if it's your first, second, third, 100th, millionth time here. Thank you for being here.
Wave at each other.
Yes, wave. Say hello. Hi online. Hi in person. Cameras in the back. All right. So we like to take this time to center ourselves for our prayer requests. If you do have any prayer requests that you want read aloud at the service, you're welcome to submit those online via the link on our website, and then we'll have them printed off. They just have to be submitted before Friday of that service for that Sunday. Today we don't have any, so we'll just take a second to take a deep breath and center yourself and find your prayerful center, the place where we know that all things are possible. And bring to mind whatever it is that you need answered or put out into the world for your life or others, or for the world, and take a moment to just see that come into being. And we know that from that place and through prayer, all things are possible. So we'll stay centered as I read the daily word. For today, Sunday, December 10th, 2023, the daily word is peace. Peace is the song of my heart. As the Advent journey continues, I seek to embody peace. No matter what might be happening around me, I can rise above that which troubles and distracts me, all that takes my attention away from my spiritual life and my relationship with God. Peace is always mine, an aspect of my divine identity. When peace feels far away, I take it as a cue to center myself in spirit. I return to the practices that calm my mind and open my heart as I relax and enter the silence. I touch the peace and perfection of God and claim that peace as my own. Returning to activity, I carry peace with me. I bring harmony to my interactions, calm to my reactions, and tranquility to every corner of my life. I won't just be peaceful, I will be peace itself. May mercy, peace, and love be yours in abundance. Jude chapter 1, verse 2. The daily word for today is peace.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. And I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
So I invite you now to sit back and close your eyes for meditation. Just begin to relax your body and mind. You feel a wave of relaxation moving from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Say to yourself, I am completely and fully relaxed. It is not I, but the Christ within who does the work. I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. All life flows from spirit. Your heart pulsates from the center of the cosmos and out to all creation. You are a vehicle for God's love and peace to bless the world. God needs your love and peace to complete the purpose for creation, which is the same as yours. To know your real self, you must lift your mind into the reality that knows no boundaries, change, or fear. This is the you that your heart has longed to know, the only you that can bring you real peace. Child of the light, child of the truth, child of the word, your time has come to rise above the quagmire of earth and claim the destiny for which you were created. You were not made to wallow in the pits of earthly limitation. You were born to soar in the heavens and touch the garment of the Christ. You were made to claim the destiny that has been held in trust for you since you turned away from your heavenly home. You are destined for greater joy than your mind has imagined. Your lot is not suffering, but greatness and majesty befitting the child of a king. You will enter the kingdom that has awaited you as you wandered on the earth. Child of light, come home now. You have all but exhausted the turns and byways that attracted you as you averted your eyes from the sun toward darkness. Know that there is no loss. Death is not real, and you have never truly been separate from your divine source. Feel your connection with this divine source of love and peace now in the silence. You are but one tiny thought from the estate that your heart has yearned for. Be deluded no longer to believe that there is a fulfillment outside the wonder that is you. You are the fulfillment you have sought. You are the goal you have longed to achieve. Yours is the love you have prayed to receive. You are the way, the truth, and the life. And so it is. Amen.
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. This is my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. This is my prayer, O Lord of all earth's kingdoms. Thy kingdom come, on earth thy will be done. Let Christ be lifted up till all shall serve him, and hearts unite and learn to live as one. Oh, hear my prayer, O God of all the nations. Myself I give thee, let thy will be done.
Thank you, Braden. Thank you for doing that song. So beautiful, isn't it? Well, I love this season of Advent and this month that brings us Hanukkah with its stories of a miracle, and also the winter solstice with the wonder and the mystery of the darkest night. And I love Advent and the preparation for the birth. Because, you know, Christmas is about the birth, and Advent is the preparation for that birth. And so also I need, and we need, I think, the promise that is given in Scripture in John 1, verse 5, which says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it." Because the darkness right now is very deep. There are always those who will fight against and try to obstruct love and justice and peace. And some days it seems like they have the upper hand. But our theme for December is peace. And it's also our theme for the second week of Advent. And we need peace too, don't we? So let us light the candle of peace today. The Christ candle is already lit because the Christ is always with us. And so we'll begin by relighting the candle from last week, the candle of hope and faith. And I'll say it first. I light the flame of hope and faith within me now. Together, I light the flame of hope and faith within me now. And I'll say it again first. I light the flame of peace within me now. Flame of peace within me now. And just take that in for a moment. Just feel that truth. Feel that flame of hope and faith, that flame of peace within you now. And the scripture is from Luke chapter 1, verses 78 and 79. The dawn from on high will break upon us to give light to those who sit in darkness and to guide our feet into the way of peace. Most of us could use more peace in our daily lives, and our world certainly needs more peace. Sometimes people think peace comes by withdrawing from the troubles of the world, pulling down the shades, building a wall. But what kind of peace is that? Hiding from the pain and trouble around us, acting as if it's not there? You can hold yourself back from the suffering of the world, Franz Kafka said, but perhaps this very holding back is the one suffering you could avoid. It is important to be aware of the distance between how the world is and how it could be, how it should be. We can be mindful of the hurt around us and mindful of our own limitations and still keep asking, how can I help? The question today is the one the prophet Jeremiah pointed out so long ago. How can you have peace when there is no peace? If we are to be of use to others, then we need to know how to do this, how to find some peace in the midst of the struggle and the strife. How do we do this? There's a saying that if you can't get out of it, get into it. You know, the way to a deeper peace is not by avoiding peace, but by diving into it. You know, the bumper sticker that says, to find world peace, let's see, how does it go? If you want peace, work for justice. If you want peace, work for justice. And there's truth in that on a global level, because we won't have peace until there is justice. And it's true on the personal level too. If you want peace in your heart and in your life, make it your mission to help others. None of us can do everything, but we can do what we can, whatever's right in front of us sometimes, so that when we go to bed at night, we can rest assured we're part of the solution, not the problem. Another thing we can do is learn to live in the incompleteness and discomfort or frustration of the present moment, to accept our limitations and the fact there is much that is beyond our control. Also, to find peace in the world, it seems essential that we know how to open ourselves up to others, how to be in relationship, especially with those who are different from us, and how to be in relationship with a higher power. We live in an increasingly diverse nation, and it remains to be seen how this is all going to turn out. We all need to work on our intercultural competence, getting better at being in places and with people that cause us to stretch and to grow. The poet Naomi Shihab Nye was born to a Palestinian father and an American mother. She wrote about how September 11th was a tragedy, not just for the US, but for Arabs and Muslims too. In those weeks after the plane struck the towers, she says, her dear departed Palestinian grandmother swarmed into my consciousness, poking my sleep, saying, "It's your job, speak for me too. Say how much I hate it. Say this is not who we are." Her story could easily apply to today's troubles also. This is a voice we are hearing these days too, the call to show up and speak up, to say this is not who we are. This is how we're supposed to, not how we're supposed to treat people who are in trouble, those who are seeking hope, especially in this season when we remember and celebrate the story of the birth of Jesus in a stable because there was nowhere else to go. Here's some of Naomi Shihab Nye's poem, Kindness, and how it offers us a way through the wilderness of these troubled times, a way toward a wider and deeper peace. She writes, before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must see how this could be you. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. Beautiful. And kindness certainly expands the peace in our hearts and in the world. Now, let me say that because I quoted a woman of Palestinian descent, this does not mean I am anti-Semitic, or that I favor one side over another, or that I should. It means I believe in kindness and peace for all. It's a little crazy out there in the greater world right now with people and their prejudices and their criticisms and their violence. The spiritual approach is kindness for all. We must practice living in the tension between what is and what is yet to be. We can reach out our hands and offer kindness and continue to trust that the spirit of eternal love and peace overseeing all remains. Sometimes we can pause and ask ourselves, am I speaking with a voice of peace? One woman realized she was not. She said, preparing for a large Christmas Eve gathering, I'd been giving out orders like a drill sergeant. Pick up your things, don't get dirty, put away your toys. My 4-year-old daughter was underfoot, so I moved her to the next room and had her play with our wooden nativity set. Then as I was scurrying about setting the table, I overheard her make-believe conversation in an all too familiar voice. She said, I don't care who you are, you get those camels out of my living room right now. Hearing myself was not a peaceful sound. Well, there was a monk who lived on the edge of a small town, much to the delight of townspeople. Whenever he ventured into town to help someone, everyone came out of their homes to give him gifts from the gardens, calling out to him, "Oh, teacher, we are so fortunate to have you living nearby. You're such a wonderful person. You do so much good, teacher. Your presence is such a blessing." To all of this, the monk would always reply, "Is that so? Is that so?" One day, a young woman came to the monk's hut and said, "Oh, teacher, I'm in terrible trouble. I'm pregnant and my family will disown me. The young man who I love so much has fled to another town because my family would certainly do him harm. I have nowhere else to turn and no one else to ask for help." And the monk replied she could live in the back room and help around the house, and she would then have the security of a home for her child. Well, now when the monk went into town, he was reviled. "You dirty old man, look how you've betrayed our trust and taken advantage of that young woman. How could we have ever believed in you? What shame you've brought on us." And they hurled rotten fruit at him along with their insults. To all of this, the monk would always reply, "Is that so? That's so." After a while, the father of the child returned to the town and presented himself before the family, saying, "I have spent the past 2 years learning a trade in a neighboring town, and now I'm able to provide a home for your daughter and grandchild." The family was overjoyed. Although it wasn't the best of situations, it was so much better than they had feared that they welcomed their daughter and grandchild back into the family with open arms. How different it was when the monk came into town then. The townspeople lined the road every time, presenting him with gifts of food and calling out, "Oh, teacher, how could we have ever doubted you? Look at the wonderful thing you have done. We're so ashamed. Please forgive us. You are such a wise and compassionate person. We are so fortunate to have you living nearby." To all of this, the monk would always reply, "Is that so? Is that so?" So the monk in this story serves as a great model because he is fully engaged and yet detached from the outcome. He is centered in his own peace. And I love this Buddhist concept of a detached engagement, because the idea is that we are fully engaged with what's around us and what we're doing, and yet we remain detached from the outcome, detached perhaps from our own hurt feelings, detached from any negative emotions that we might have, and centered in our own peace. It's a wonderful practice. You know, sometimes when we're in grief, we cannot find attachment, but we may find peace by turning to our higher power, that loving spirit within. And there's a true story told about that. It's a Christmas story that tells of a long ago tragedy which struck the home of America's most popular poet. On July 9th, 1861, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's wife, Fanny, was busy using some hot sealing wax when it's hard to know whether it was a spark from a match that caught it on fire or whether the sealing wax itself caught her dress on fire, and in moments her whole dress was enveloped in flames. Her husband Henry was in the next room, and he came to help her, tried to save her, but to no avail. And in that situation, his face, his whole face, part of his face, and his hands were badly burned as well. And sadly, the next day, his wife went into a coma and died. And he could not even attend the funeral. His burns were so bad. But the family knew he had locked away his pain deep within his soul, but they could see his anguish in his eyes and in his times of silence. His white beard, so identified with him, was one of the results of the tragedy, because the burn scars on his face made it impossible to shave. Although a legend in his own time, he still needed the peace of God to fill him. On Christmas Day, 3 years following the horrible accident, at age 57, he sat down to try to capture, if possible, the joys of the season. And he began, "I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men." As he came to the third stanza, he was stopped by the condition of his beloved country. The Civil War was in full swing. The Battle of Gettysburg was not long past. Days looked dark, and he probably asked himself the question, how can I write about peace on earth in this war-torn country where brother fights against brother and father against son? But he kept writing. And what did he write? "And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth," I said, "for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men." It seems as if he could have been writing for today. Then, as all of us can do, he turned his thoughts to the one who solves all problems, the one who can give true and perfect peace. And he continued writing, "Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men." And so from deep darkness and sorrow, we have the well-known Christmas carol, "I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day." A musician named John Baptiste Calkin wrote the musical setting that has helped to make the carol a favorite. So the message even now can remind us that great peace can come even out of sorrow and tragedy. Peace does not mean being in a place with no noise or trouble. Peace means to be in the midst of all the chaos and still be calm in our heart. Real peace is a state of mind, not the state of our surroundings. Well, Amazing Peace, a Christmas poem, was first read by the late Dr. Maya Angelou at the lighting of the National Christmas Tree in Washington, D.C. in 2005. So here's that poem, still relevant today. Thunder rumbles in the mountain passes, and lightning rattles the eaves of our houses. Floodwaters await us in our avenues. Snow falls upon snow, falls upon snow to avalanche over unprotected villages. The sky slips low and gray and threatening. We question ourselves, what have we done to affront nature? We worry God. Are you there? Are you there really? Does the covenant you made with us still hold? Into this climate of fear and apprehension, Christmas enters. Streaming lights of joy, ringing bells of hope, and singing carols of forgiveness high up in the bright air. The world is encouraged to come away from rancor, come the way of friendship. It is the glad season. Thunder ebbs to silence and lightning sleeps quietly in the corner. Floodwaters recede into memory. Snow becomes a yielding cushion to aid us as we make our way to higher ground. Hope is born again in the faces of children. It rides on the shoulders of our aged as they walk into their sunsets. Hope spreads around the earth, brightening all things, even hate, which crouches breeding in dark corridors. In our joy, we think we hear a whisper. At first, it's too soft, then only half heard. We listen carefully as it gathers strength. We hear a sweetness. The word is peace. It is loud now. It is louder, louder than the explosion of bombs. We tremble at the sound. We are thrilled by its presence. It is what we have hungered for, not just the absence of war, but true peace, a harmony of spirit, a comfort of courtesies, security for our beloveds and their beloveds. We clap hands and welcome the peace of Christmas. We beckon this good season to wait a while with us. We, Baptists and Buddhists, Methodists and Muslims say, come, peace. Come and fill us and our world with your majesty. We, the Jew and the Jainist, the Catholic and the Confucian, implore you to stay a while with us so we may learn by your shimmering light how to look beyond complexion and see community. It is Christmas time, a halting of hate time. On this platform of peace, we can create a language to translate ourselves and to each other. At this holy instant, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ into the great religions of the world. We jubilate the precious advent of trust. We shout with glorious tongues at the coming of hope. All the earth's tribes loosen their voices to celebrate the promise of peace. We, angels and mortals, believers and non-believers, look heavenward and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at the world and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at each other, then into ourselves and say without shyness or apology or hesitation, peace, my brother, peace, my sister, peace, my soul. Maya Angelou was one of the greats. Later she said, the need for peace lives in the heart of every human being, hawks and doves. She said, I don't mean just an absence of war, I mean our daily movements. She said, try not to just be a peacemaker, be a peace bringer. Bring it with you. Be a peace bringer. Whoever you are in this moment, wherever you are on your journey, whoever are your companions, bring peace with you. And so this holiday season, may you bring peace. May peace be with you, and may it continue into the new year. God bless you with heavenly peace. Thank you.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor does he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail. With peace on earth, goodwill to men.
I love the Christmas carols this time of year, and it's always fun to hear kind of the backstory of any song, so I love that. But we are going to move into our offering. So if you're familiar, there's many different ways to give. You can give in the back in the basket there. There's little envelopes you can put your offering in, or else you can use the QR code online with your phone or find it online on our link on our website as well. But we'll say our blessing for our offering. Together, divine love flowing through me now blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. When we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come around right.
All right. Our community news. So as Reverend Kathy said, Wendy Erickson is the prayer chaplain for today, and her number is up on the screen there if you need to give her a call or find her here in person. Adopt a Family is underway, so as you can see, our tree is getting filled with gifts. So those are due back today, so if you forgot them, if you can get them in, and just make sure that they have the tag that you took off the tree attached to the present so that we know where to give it back to and who it's for. The holiday bags for our upcoming holiday services are in the foyer there. So we ask that even if you plan on coming in person, you're still welcome to take one, just because weather can be unpredictable, and that way you have the supplies on hand for those fun services. And if you do end up coming in person, you're welcome to bring those items that you already have with you. Otherwise, there's going to be plenty here. If you are on Zoom and don't plan on coming in person and don't have a way to come in to pick up a bag, just let us know and we can mail one out to you so you have all of those supplies. The Holly Jolly virtual auction, which I, for some reason, can never get off my tongue the right way. Holly Jolly holiday auction is underway. Today is the last day. Bidding closes at 8 p.m. tonight. And as of yesterday, I know we were just $160 short of our goal. So you can get in there and get those final bids in to get those items, fun little Christmas gifts and activities and baking supplies and different things for yourself or others. And help us reach our goal with that auction. So that's super exciting. You can find the link on our everything online for that. So then our holiday services, we have a couple coming up here. So we have on Christmas Eve morning, we'll have our candle lighting service. So that's going to be the regular Sunday 10:30 service. That will be hybrid, like normal. And we have Judy Vinar doing the music that day. On New Year's Eve morning, we have our burning bowl ceremony. So December 31st at 10:30 as well in the hybrid, which is always a fun one to do as you kind of let go of everything from the last year and move into the new year and that next day with New Year. So Claire Vandekromet will be doing the music that day, as well as our next holiday service here with the White Stone ceremony on Sunday, January 7th. So those are kind of our upcoming things here. And then the one switch up from a normal Sunday service is that 12 power service, which will be on Friday at 7 to 8 p.m. and that will be Zoom only. So if you plan on coming to that one, just know you can do it from the comfort of your own living room. So with that, that is all we have for our things, we'll move into our prayer and affirmation.
All right, let's say this. Healing, centered in prayerful intention, we give thanks for an overflowing abundance, spiritual awakening, prosperity, new members and children for Unity North Spiritual Center. So it is. Now I invite you to stand, and I will do our prayer for protection. First, I just want to say thank you to Tracy and Martha for a great job today. And thank you for Sadie. This is her second to last time with us. She is, can I tell them? She's been deployed to Kuwait, and she is going to leave by the end of January. Yeah, so we will miss her for 10 months. So when she comes next, she'll be with us on January 28th, I think.
Yep.
And we'll give her a special blessing as she goes off into her next adventure. So, yeah, so we bless you in your preparations too. And thank you so much, Braden. Wonderful music today. Loved it. Give him a big, all right. Together, the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Now let's join for a peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our creator. A family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
All right.